What's going on, everybody? I gotta admit, I did not want to do this video. I'm doing this video because I want to give you guys my opinions on what happened with this episode of Monday Night Raw. As you could probably tell by the sound of my voice, this was not a good episode of Monday Night Raw, and it shows for a number of reasons. One, Vince McMahon is back in creative. We was doing so well. And it shows. For a 3-hour show, there was more promos than actual wrestling. I think I would dare say there were about... I don't even think there was 50 minutes of wrestling. From what I'm hearing, it was only like 45 minutes. Alright, let's get this over with. Triple H came out to kick off the show, talking about how he was, wanting to thank everybody, the production people, everybody involved with making WrestleMania. It was ironic because only night 1 of WrestleMania was good. Night 2 was not as good as night 1. But it wasn't bad either. But hearing what I'm hearing now, I understand why night 2 was kind of crappy. It's Vince McMahon had a hand in it. But yeah, he basically came out and said he thanked everybody. He thanked from the wrestlers to the fans to everybody, and that he would make reference to the fact that WWE has been sold, that it's merging with UFC and Endeavor and all that type of stuff. So he said that WWE is not going anywhere. Then now forever together and all that type of stuff. Then he introduced Roman Reigns. He said to help acknowledge Roman Reigns. Oh my God! And he laughed, and he knew everybody was gonna boo that. But yeah, Roman Reigns came out and thus kicked off the next promo. Yes, I'm gonna be saying this a lot because there was more promos than matches, literally. And it was just even some. Okay, Roman Reigns basically came out to ask them to acknowledge him. He said, Hollywood acknowledged me. And then he was getting ready to talk, but Cody Rhodes came out and basically demanded a rematch. He actually wanted a rematch that same night, right there and right now. But Roman Reigns denied his request, and then he basically said, well, since I had to face both, it was basically like facing both of you anyway at WrestleMania. Why don't you team up with Solo here and let's do a tag match? He said he wanted to do something right here, right now, tonight. He said, let's do something. Because Cody Rhodes also mentioned how he was the best. He did say that Roman Reigns was the best competitor, but everybody knows that he had Roman, that he was going to beat Roman if it wasn't for Solo. But yeah, so to his request for a tag match, he agreed, via Paul Heyman. And Paul Heyman said, well, it comes with 2 little caveats. He said, for one, we accept it, but the first caveat is that if someone's dumb enough to team with you against the tribal chief, it has to be somebody who wrestled at WrestleMania, and that person who teams with you that wrestled at WrestleMania, will basically, you and him won't ever, and I mean ever, get another shot at Roman Reigns' title as long as Roman Reigns is champion. So Paul Heyman even said it too. You about to find out how alone you are, because who is going to sign up to be partners with you, knowing that if they do, they along with you won't ever get another shot at Roman Reigns' title. And out comes Brock Lesnar. which was okay. This was a little different. Okay, Brock Lesnar. They even mentioned how long it's been since Brock Lesnar actually been in a tag match, and they said it's been years. Like I don't think he's been in a tag match since he returned all those years ago. I think it sounded like they said he haven't been in a tag match since his first run in WWE. But he came out and basically shook Cody's hand, and he was going to be Cody's partner with Roman Reigns, and they'll just looked at a little shock and took him back. And now we get to the first match of the night, which is Omos versus Elias. This was a horrible way to start off the show because there's not much to talk about here. Omos squashed Elias. I think this match was pretty much 5 minutes. That's the 5 minutes of your 45. But yeah, Omos won. There was I don't know. Then we get to the next match, which is Rey Mysterio versus Austin Theory. But before we could get to that, there has to be a promo, because Rey Mysterio cut a promo about how much he appreciates the fans, and that he wouldn't be there or have the life he had or be in the Hall of Fame as it wasn't for them. But then Austin Theory came out and started running Rey Mysterio down, saying how Rey Mysterio beat his son, but his sons are a sign of his own failure, and that he was going to add Mysterio to his collection of legends that he's beat, and that Rey Mysterio collection, the only thing he's gonna get his teeth knocked down his throat, courtesy of the 619. And thus that promo started. I skipped over a lot of stuff because it really wasn't necessary, but the promo, I don't even think the title was on the line. But yes, the match was okay. It was a little bit better than the Omos match, but still just it was just random as hell to have these two fight together. But okay, it was still a good match. I wouldn't even say a good match, it was an okay match. Rey Mysterio almost had the victory. It wasn't for Dominic Mysterio, who would come out and beat up distract Rey and beat him up after he got hit with the 8-count down. The most significance in this is that WrestleMania Backlash would be in Puerto Rico, and it will be hosted by Bad Bunny. So to set up some type of tag, I guess, match between Rey Mysterio, Bad Bunny, and Dominic and Damien, because they came out basically beating up on Rey, but Bad Bunny would get involved, causing him to get beat up and put through a table. And from what I can hear, it's going to pretty much just be Rey Mysterio and Bad Bunny versus Dominic Mysterio and Damian Priest at WrestleMania Backlash. We will get the next match, which is Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus the Street Profits. But before we get there, there's another promo, and this time Kevin Owens and though they try to give it a little Kevin Owens Sami flair with it, but Sami, they came out to celebrate. They wanted to celebrate them being the new tag team champions, and Kevin Owens basically said, he only knows one way to celebrate. He want to celebrate with a fight, and he was hoping that Sami Zayn had the same thing in mind about celebration. And they asked, Kevin Owens basically asked for any tag team back there to step up who want to make a name for themselves. And out come the Street Profits, who basically said, yeah, we want to step up, we want to fight, because apparently, according to y'all, we come out here and do our thing every day, but nobody knows our name. So I guess we have to finally make sure people know our name by beating you. Thus, the match itself starts, which was finally a decent, good match. I will say that, even though promos galore, this was like the first good match of the night. And we actually, if I'm looking at this, yeah, we're coming close to the end of how many matches there was. So pay attention to the fact that we only at the third match, and we're almost at the end of the list of 4 matches. but we're not at the end for promos. And that's just the promos I'm talking about. There was still backstage promos too. But yeah, this was a good match between the Street Profits and Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn picking up the victory. And this was actually, this was after, Street Profits kind of like almost took the victory here. So this was a good story for the Street Profits, who won at WrestleMania. Then we get this is the promo I was talking about that was just a useless promo. It started backstage. This is the Seth Rollins promo, and Seth Rollins, and there's a lot of controversy. I'm gonna get to that in a minute around it. But Seth Rollins basically he was called backstage by the backstage interviewer, and she basically asked him, how did he feel and what's next for him after defeating Logan Paul at WrestleMania. And he said it's time, they in Los Angeles, it's the city that likes to party, and it's time to go celebrate. But he said the party is not back here. He said it's out there, and he asked the DJ to play his song, and thus they play his theme song as he was coming out to the ring, and he was basically, the crowd serenade him. Now the promo in itself was cool. Always cool to hear the crowd get into it like that when they like to sing people's song like they do with Sami Zayn, Seth Rollins. But that was it. That was pretty much the promo. It went to commercial. When it came back, his theme song was done playing, and the crowd just serenaded him basically with his song, and then he left the ring, and then the theme song came back on. He didn't say anything. The whole promo was just him getting serenaded by the crowd and then leaving. And they said, the controversy was that they were saying that it was supposed to be more. You're supposed to talk and do some other things, but their scripts got rewritten. It was multiple rewrittens and rewrites. That's how Vince McMahon was in charge, because he's just rewriting everything to the last detailed moment. And according that was a possibility, but they said that the promo, I'm hearing that this promo was actually where it was supposed to be, but you got one people saying that rumors that his promo was supposed to be different, but then you got other people saying that it was basically what it was. That was all his promo was supposed to be. Alright, then we got Bobby Lashley versus Mustafa Ali. And as I'm looking at my notes here, this was one of the last matches of the night. There's only one more match after this. Because, I know what you're thinking too. Like you gotta be talking about the Cody Rhodes tag team match. We're gonna get to that. Bobby Lashley versus Mustafa Ali was basically started up backstage where they try to do something between Bobby Lashley and Bronson Reed, and positive Ali came back up there trying to help Bobby look on the positive side. But Bobby was like, oh yeah, I should think positively, right? I should take no for answer. Like, yes. So I should just go find someone and just take them to the ring and have them pummel them. He was like, yes. And he said, that someone should be you then, right? He said, oh no, wait. And then he was like, but Bobby grabbed him and just basically threw him and just kept throwing him even from backstage to out to the ring. And thus ran the referee, and now we got a match. And Bobby won, because I'm not going to do all that, because it was Mustafa Ali got some offense in, but Bobby Lashley did win. He won, obviously. Then we got another promo. This time from Bianca Belair, who basically came out to celebrate her victory and that she's 3-0 at WrestleMania, but she would get interrupted by Rhea Ripley. Now, this promo, I will say, even though it was another promo, it was an interesting one. For the wrong reasons. Now, this also ties into the tag team belts. With Bianca Belair and basically Rhea Ripley and Bianca tease a future match with each other, and that Rhea, she promised that they will get back to what was supposed to happen earlier. I wouldn't even say earlier this year. It was sometime last year, but I think Rhea had got injured. That's why they never got to do. She was like the number one contender for Bianca, but then she got injured, and then somebody, I think Carmella, like took her place or whatever. But then she promised Bianca that she'll get back to her feud with Bianca. And Bianca basically says she's ready anytime she is. The thing that I don't like about this, now the match itself between Rhea and Bianca is interesting. That's a good. The bad is they kind of sort of like almost. I won't say, but it kind of feel like they teasing the unification of both the women's titles, and I don't want that. Because I was hoping that Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn in a promo would separate the two belts so they could go back to having just the Raw tag team titles on Raw and the SmackDown belts on SmackDown, and that would be the start of going back to a brand split. Not so much. And now that makes me scared that even if Roman drops the title, they're not going to do that. And I severely starting to get to the point where I don't want it. I'm rambling. I knew this was going to be a long video because I'm rambling. 16 minutes. I'm trying to end it soon. Alright. So this is the last match, even though it's supposed to be another match after this, which is Liv Morgan versus Raquel. Which I say that almost by accident because from what I hear in the rumors, that was what was supposed to be. It was supposed to be like Liv versus Raquel versus Io to determine Bianca's #1 contenders match, but instead they got Liv and Raquel versus Io and Dakota Kai or Damage Control, and they said Bailey was supposed to be there, but that got cut. But this was just basically a good this was an okay tag team match. I almost say good, but it was okay. But it was what it was. Liv Morgan and Raquel won. I think they supposed to face Bianca, Becky, and Lita next week. Speaking of which, they had a backstage promo talking about facing their opponents next week. The Miz this was probably like, I guess it was an okay promo because it was a return. They continued the return segments from WrestleMania. But the Miz basically had a promo talking about something. Since now that WrestleMania is over, this is a new chapter, a new dawn, a new day for him. And that he's done with people returning and making a mockery of him. And that, that's when he started talking about the new day and all that type of stuff like that. Not the team, the new day, but, saying it's a new day and new time for the Miz. And then we get a return of Matt Riddle, who came out and basically to the Miz, who was basically had enough, because I think Riddle was about to say something. He see that everybody missed him, and he was about to get into a promo, but the Miz would attack and try to beat up Matt Riddle, but Matt Riddle would reverse it and hit the bro. There's the bro Derek, yeah, on the Miz to end that promo, signifying that he's back, and that next week on Raw it will be Matt Riddle versus the Miz. Now we get to the main event, which is supposed to be Brock Lesnar and Cody Rhodes versus Solo and Roman Reigns. But all parties came out to the ring. They got to the ring, and they did for some reason. I guess because this was like a WrestleMania caliber match, they announced that they had like what they do for like when it's a championship match. They announced the challengers and the competitors, and then after they did Roman Reigns and Solo, they did Brock Lesnar first and then Cody. And once Cody's was over with, he turns to go back to his corner, and Brock Lesnar picks him up and F5s him. Huh? And to a shock Solo and Roman, Solo just sat there just looking like, damn. And Roman was just like, what's going on here? And he tells, he goes to Solo, get out the ring, get out. He tells him, get out. And they just leave. And that was it. That was like there was no match. They just leave, and Brock Lesnar just standing there looking at Cody, and he proceeds to beat the hell out of Cody Rhodes with no explanation why. Guess we gotta wait until next Monday or Friday or whatever. But he just proceeds to beat the hell out of Cody for the rest of the segment, and which I guess should have seen it coming because Roman and them wrestling on Raw, and I guess that was a big ass stretch. This episode of this for Monday for WrestleMania after for Raw after WrestleMania, this was the worst. And I mean the worst. There was nothing exciting about this episode. Everything sucked. Except for a few things. I said everything, but then you know what? There was a few things. No, Triple H promo was cool. Roman Reigns promo was cool. But every match did not matter. I didn't care about the Omos versus Elias, the Rey Mysterio versus Austin Theory. Kevin Owens versus Sami was a good match. Bobby Lashley versus Mustafa Ali was stupid. The Liv Raquel and Io, the Liv Morgan and Raquel versus Damage Control was stupid. I waited for them to have the number one contenders match. The Miz promo was okay because the Matt Riddle return, and that final segment was stupid. We didn't even get a main event match. We got it. It was, oh my god, it was more promos. It was all promos. So promos. Vince, you're back in control. I hate you. Please leave. Yeah, I don't know, guys. I don't know how long I could keep watching wrestling at this point because they really just let Vince McMahon come back after everything. That's wrong in itself. And now the morale backstage is bad. People want to leave. It's just bad. This probably was wrong with Bray Wyatt. He probably did not. Most people do not want to work for somebody that fired them. And I don't think nobody wanted to work for Vince McMahon who fired them. I'm sorry, I'm running on long. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I hate doing this video. I might start watching, especially if they really just full on, which I guess they've been doing, but now just see it's not going back to the way I wanted to go back to. So I don't know if I'm going to continue watching wrestling. I don't really watch AEW. I don't watch I sometimes check in from time to time to see what they're doing, but WWE is my thing. I don't. If I start watching this, I probably won't watch anything till it goes back to the way I want it to be. Because I don't know how many times I had to say this, but I hate when it's not a brand split. Everything gets stale and boring when they focus on one champion for each person for both shows. You got two shows, but you want to focus on one champion, and that. You let me know in the comments down below what you thought. If you enjoyed this video, hit this button right there in the upper right corner for all of my WWE reviews. And if you enjoyed the video so much you want to support the channel, all you gotta do is hit those buttons. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought of this episode of Monday Night Raw. I forgot to say what I was gonna give. I'm gonna give Monday Night Raw a. I can't even. I'm giving it a 5 out of 10. It was somewhat entertaining. Yeah, hit any one of these videos for more amazing content, but don't go nowhere because now some fun reviews start. I got Shazam: Fury of the Gods, Super Mario Bros, the Super Mario Bros movie, and more, and some more reactions and gameplay coming your way. So. See you in the next one.